pretty regularly.
I also just love reading those because it's always like the pettiest shit because these are actual children who are fighting each other and stuff. But like a lot of it that I've seen nowadays is like someone spread a video of someone doing something racist. I've been in the South. It's something racist.
At one of my high schools, I won't say which one, but like one of the teachers was like definitely like sleeping with a of-age student, but
That's an incident.
That's an incident that counts, right? We all knew about it.
At my school, it was one person went on a field trip to Gettysburg and made a weird Confederate comment. Just imagine that, like, you're applying to colleges, and then, like, let's just give them a quick background check.
There's probably Christian colleges that would probably accept them.
Yeah, like, I don't know, fucking...
Donald Trump University.
Donald Trump University, like, full scholarship. Let's go.
You're going to be a huge success.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. And you're listening to One Frame Off, the show of drunk friends...
Oh, are we recording now?
We've been recording.
Yeah, this is how it feels.
Yeah, typically we don't announce when we're recording.
No, we just kind of do it, and the last one out loses.
He did say something. He goes, "Okay, let's start," and then that's when he started.
That's true. I did say I'm recording. Yeah. I gave a note.
I was listening. I'm paying attention.
Cool. Gold star for Jess.
Yeah, paying attention for right now. Let's go.
Anyway, like I said, Cinco de Mayo, and it's one frame off, or unos de frame off. I'm Brody.
Good job. I'm Jess.
My name's Rose, but I don't think that's how you say it in Spanish.
It definitely is not.
Rosalita.
Rosa.
Yeah.
Rosa.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. The Cinco de Mayo, we could talk about something related to Cinco de Mayo, but I don't know what Cinco de Mayo is about.
I don't either. But I'll tell you what I am doing right now. I'm drinking margarita.
Hell yeah. We gotta have a margarita. I didn't have a margarita. I have a Messy Jessie from Ghostface Brewing.
You bought it because of me.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I just saw this, and it was like, there's a person on front who I can only assume is Messy Jessie herself. And it looks like our very own in-house Jess.
Yes. I've got a margarita in my hand. I missed the cue because I was looking up Percy Jackson's shit. I was trying to figure out the characters.
Per usual.
I may have been wrong. So the actress for Annabeth Chase is from Empire. It's the actor for Grover who's from Disney Channel.
Are you less irritated now?
A little bit.
Are you okay? Are you not heated anymore?
I'm still pissed
that
they cast a Disney Channel actor.
Well, it's being made by Disney.
They could do better than Beyond Disney Channel, okay?
Can I just propose one thing, though?
Mm-hmm.
What if they're one of the good Disney Channel people, like Zendaya? Or...
Or,
Hillary Duff's not bad.
Hey, yeah.
The twins?
They're good.
Yeah. We'll have to
That's
wait
like 3
and
people.
see.
That's a lot. Zac Efron was Disney too, right?
Yeah, and he's up to doing some
Zac
crazy
Efron's cool.
shit.
What is he doing nowadays?
He's doing movies. He's got
he can
a
do
horror
whatever he
movie
wants.
coming out soon.
Really?
I know he was in Spring Breakers and that one about being a
Spring
DJ.
Break, yeah.
But really, he's a name. He can do whatever he wants.
I'm
Good for
still
him.
irritated.
I think he's in Firestarter.
Still
yeah.
irritated, though. They could have done better than picking from a Disney Channel series.
It's Disney's making it. It's gonna happen all the time now.
They better do better with the gods. That's all I'm saying.
They might not.
They fucking better.
What if
Ryan Reynolds better be involved in this.
What if Ryan Gosling was one of the gods?
He
Would you
should be
still be mad
Hermes.
because he is in fact a
Hermes.
Mouseketeer?
No.
So there's some middle ground.
Yeah, but I know
There's a possibility that you could be happy with this.
He's like, there is a possibility, okay.
A very small possibility.
But it relies on the gods now.
It's all up to gods.
It's all up to the gods, because I am not happy with how they casted.
Oh well. Speaking of Disney.
And the gods.
And the gods. That's true.
Oh,
what
man,
are we talking about?
They didn't even plan this segue today.
No. I think we might just be awesome at this.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. One episode at a time. We get a little better. What are we talking about?
Talking about the other side of the Mediterranean, going from Greece all the way to Egypt.
Mm-hmm. Who's got their own gods and their own avatars and all that fun shit. It's Moon Knight.
Moon Knight!
Recently the finale of season 1 of of Moon Knight came out.
It better be season 1.
Oh, dude, they left the door wide open for season 2.
Wide open.
Jake.
I fucking, like, they kept teasing him the entire series. Mm-hmm. We can get, you know what? Hold on, let's backtrack a second.
Right. This is another one of our Marvel episodes. If you don't like our Marvel episodes, fuck you. And fuck you, they're spoilers.
Spoiler alert!
Oh, fuck you, spoilers.
No, because the other topic today.
Oh, yeah, fuck you, spoilers on that, too.
This shit comes out Sunday.
We'll get to that, but fuck you, spoilers.
I'm ready for them.
Yeah.
I'm unbothered by spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since you have not seen Moon Knight.
Yeah.
You've seen none of Moon Knight, right?
None at all.
All right. Well, let's break it down.
Rhodey, you want to kick us off?
Sure. So, it starts with your average, everyday London light loser,
Stephen Grant!
Stephen Grant.
Of the gift shop.
Oh,
Phil Spector.
Someone like that.
No.
Stephen.
Oh, I love him.
Stephen believes himself to have a sleep disorder, where he cannot tell the difference between his reality and his dreams.
He has waking nightmares where he just, like, ends up in the middle of a street somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's continue.
So, like, his whole nightly routine is, like, tethering himself to his bed, putting down sand to tell if there's any footsteps of who's going in and out.
And saying goodnight to his one-finned wonder.
Oh, yeah, his little fishy.
His fish.
And
what's the fish name? What's the name?
Finn.
That's his name?
No, but I'm just guessing, but because
No,
that's a really good name for a fish.
That is
not Phineas.
Worthy of a Google.
Take some time. Google break.
Google break. Yeah, we got it forever on audio, Brody.
Gus!
Gus, it was Gus the fish.
The fish's name is Gus.
I was
Nothing else was going on
I
just
was
now.
close. I was close with Finn.
Gus the one-finned wonder.
Yeah, that's his little fishy. Stephen Grant, kind of a loser.
But he's like really sexy. I do know that.
He's
It's so like I just I feel like he wouldn't be that much of a loser. One woman one day would just attach herself to him.
Bruh, I'm gonna simp for Oscar Isaac later, but fuck yeah.
Like, he learns, but he has these periods of just not remembering shit.
Yeah, like, or in episode 1, he wakes up in like some Netherland Sound of Music looking hillside, where apparently he's up to halfway through his mission. Or Mark Spector's mission, his alt. Because instead of having a sleep disorder, he has dissociative identity disorder.
DID.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, we're getting a lot of like characters about this now in the superhero universes.
That's true.
It is true. 2's a lot.
Wait till we get to the third.
Wait till we get to the third.
There's
Actually,
more.
third, fourth?
Fourth? Shit.
Well, I mean, Khonshu. Khonshu's a voice in his head.
He's not a mental illness. He's just a dead moon god who tells Mark Spector.
He's a bird. He's a skeletal bird.
Yeah. And Mark Spector specifically is the avatar for Khonshu. Or like the guy who just does whatever Khonshu tells him to do.
So, Mark Spector is a mercenary. He's ex-military, retired, and
badass motherfucker.
Just decided to go off and become a mercenary for hire. He goes on a mission that goes completely sideways and almost ends up dying.
Yeah,
in
he's
Egypt.
like bleeding out, multiple shot wounds,
Like,
crawls up into this temple, and that's where he hears a voice.
The Temple of Khonshu.
Yeah.
Khonshu is the Egyptian god of the moon, kind of protector of the travelers of the night, that kind of stuff. Real justice, I think, is what he calls himself.
If nothing else, vengeful.
Vengeance.
Punch you in the face level
I am
justice.
vengeance is what he calls himself.
I am vengeance.
Wonder where I've heard that before.
Yeah, really.
The thing is, specifically about the Egyptian gods, they can't do shit in the mortal realm.
Yeah.
They have no power. They can, like, make a breeze fly through a room, but that's about it.
Or, change the entirety of the stars in the sky if they want to.
But that's through an avatar, though. They
True.
need an anchor or something or someone specifically to anchor them to the mortal realm, so they have avatars.
They have like a running theme that I'm noticing, and that's they have the rule of do not interfere.
Yeah, it's like, don't interfere, but Khonshu kind of throws that out the window and says, fuck you all, you're dumbasses. And he's right, by the way.
Yeah,
almost all the other avatars we interact with are fucking dumb as hell.
He's very, like, fuck you to the establishment.
Yes.
Cool.
And there's only one person, the goddess of music, I don't remember her name or her avatar, who's like, oh yeah, I believe Khonshu, like, Khonshu's correct. I support Khonshu, but everyone else is like, you and him are fucking dumb as hell. Because none of this is ever going to happen.
Don't fuck with us, or else we're going to entrap you in stone.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then they fuck around and find out they need to solve a puzzle to find the tomb of Ammit. And the only way to find that out is to understand what the stars were 1,000 years ago. So he
Astrology!
Yeah.
Yes.
So he fucks with the sky.
Crystal mommies!
Crystal mommies. Crystal mommy Khonshu. Telling you what to do. Telling you to kill.
Hell yeah.
So that's a bit.
You should put a tune to
forward,
that.
though.
I'll auto-tune it.
Auto-tune sounds much better. Don't you think, Jess?
Yeah, but that little guitar solo at the end was the best.
Yeah, that was the best.
Why are y'all making more work for me?
Whatever, this would actually be fun for you.
But let's jump back to just Mark Spector and Khonshu. So Mark is dying, Khonshu saves him, and Mark becomes his avatar who goes off on missions. Steven's
the idiot.
Steven doesn't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah. They kind of like try to put a wall around Steven because he's just like, he's supposed to be like your average guy, rational
average
thinking
Joe.
fella.
Yes.
And then suddenly he learns that like there's a version of him that is loyal to a god who wants you to punch everything.
He calls Mark the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
And like
He's a really big Michael Jackson fan.
and
He's
it's
asking
like,
him to change his ways.
Yes.
So for Steven and Mark has this, I guess, like mental wall between them. So them and their memories.
Right.
So like whatever Mark does, Steven won't remember. But whatever Steven does, Mark will remember. Because it's not a two-way. Think of it like a two-way mirror. Steven can see through it, but Mark can see through it, but Steven can't.
Do we want to get into the actual DID case of this individual?
I am kind of interested in that.
So, for the research I actually did on dissociative identity disorder, there's a lot of things that they did right. And then there's some things, of course, they did for fiction.
Yeah.
The whole idea of talking to your alt through a mirror is kind of fictional.
It was a great story plot, though.
Yeah, as far as...
It's like a device to tell us...
It looks great on camera, I'll tell you what. But not really super realistic. It's more like in your head kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I should also mention how the relationship is in real life cases where there's the assumed host personality, and then there are the different personalities that they create out as a coping mechanism. These are known as the alts.
Okay. Coping for what?
For a lot of people, trauma, and just like trying to find different ways to deal with a situation and sort of dissociating with the situations around them. The real heartbreaker that I found in the show was that the thing that really sort of triggered Mark, originally Mark, to begin having dissociative identity disorder was the fact that his mother blamed him for the death of his younger brother. Was it younger or older?
His younger brother.
Brother, whatever. And later on turned bitter to him for it, started drinking, and eventually started beating him. And the way that he sort of coped with that was creating this new personality based off of a movie character he liked known as Stephen Grant.
Basically a ripoff of Indiana Jones.
Yeah, like Indiana Jones as a British B-movie is Stephen Grant. And the way he thought of it was, I'm going to create this person who will take all the hits and protect me from it. So he made a human shield for himself that was Stephen Grant. And from there kind of grew up to work with both of them. Like you said, two-way mirror.
Yeah. A lot of people I've seen on the internet are like, oh, it's the moment where Mark is dying. That's when he developed DID. But that was never the case. The moment where Mark is dying in Egypt and becomes Khonshu's avatar for the first time, that's when we see this mental breakdown between the wall between the two, Stephen Grant and Mark Spector, kind of start to break down.
Mm-hmm. And the ultimate thing that eventually breaks the wall between them is the mother's funeral. Sort of having these weird emotions of how do I miss or mourn someone and feel so much loss for them, even though they were nothing but terrible to me.
Yep, and that's when Stephen starts having, seriously having these moments of, oh, I'm waking up in the middle of nowhere, I don't know where I am, or feeling like he just got hit by a bus.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But it's all to make him a better Moon Knight.
Nope.
No?
Stephen's not Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, Stephen's not Moon Knight. He's Mr. Knight.
He's Mr. Knight!
Or
oh my gosh.
What did they refer to him as? Ethereal Colonel Sanders or something?
Oh no, I called him Mr. Moon at one point in
Mr.
the text
Moon.
messages. Oh my god, I love Stephen.
Yeah. So Moon Knight is Mark Spector in the whole mummy robes and the hood and beating the shit out of people.
The traditional, was it armor of Khonshu?
Yeah. It's rags.
So.
But Mr. Knight, or whatever Stephen Grant calls himself when he dons the cloth or whatever, is just a three-piece suit.
It's like a posh suit with batons.
Looks good.
It's fucking great.
So it looks like he's going to the opera and then a P. Diddy party.
Yeah, seriously, he's great.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, how Stephen becomes Mr. Knight is the breakdown of the wall gets so severe where Stephen and Mark can actually interact with each other. Like Brody said, this is mainly fictional and for the storytelling mechanic. They can talk to each other through a mirror.
Yeah.
Through their own reflections, right? And at one point, Stephen is in control, and we meet Mark's ex-wife.
Oh yeah, Layla. International thief, Tomb Raider, overall badass, Sly Cooper-esque.
Host
Layla.
of Touette.
She becomes host of Touette at the very end, yeah. Touette the hippopotamus.
We can talk about her later. I love her so much.
Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
I love Stephen's hippo!
Put the hippopotamus song in right now.
Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
Yeah.
Hippopotamus.
I'm fast, but I'm dangerous.
So,
Jess, you've seen the hippopotamus song, right?
No. I do love hippos, though.
We'll show you after this.
yeah, we gotta show you. It's fucking awesome.
I'm sure Oscar Isaac was just reading the word hippopotamus so much in the script that he's eventually just can only read it if he's singing it.
Yeah.
You know? Like how I am with beautiful. Every time I have to write it out, I think of Jim Carrey going, B-E-A-beautiful. It just helps.
Yeah, so, she comes in because Stephen finds some of Mark's stuff in his apartment, and Stephen ends up calling Layla. Layla goes to London and has this whole conversation. Mm-hmm. They also end up meeting Harrow.
Yes.
Who is the host of the Big Baddie.
Well, not necessarily the host of the Big Baddie. He's
Not
just
yet.
not yet. He's working to be there.
He's working to be there.
Although he does have a staff with Amit's power. Who is Amit in Egyptian mythology known as?
She is a crocodile goddess.
Yeah.
And
crocodile.
one of her most significant things about her is she is often depicted as one of the gods who is there during your judgment. So when you die, there's a whole ceremony that takes place during mummification as well as in the afterlife. So you have to take this trip And your whole goal throughout your whole entire excursion is to get to what's called the Sea of Reeds. And that's like the best place where you can go.
That's heaven.
It's
or like a very peaceful
It's a
afterlife.
serene afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that. It's like the best place you can go. I would not call it heaven because hell does not exist in Egyptian mythology. You either get eaten, like you cease to exist completely, or you become a lost soul in the Durat.
But Harrow has sort of like this whole philosophy that kind of follows in what Amit believes in terms of judgment.
Yes.
He wants to judge people before they commit the crimes and then punish them.
Well, Amit, it really ties back to her role in Egyptian mythology. She is one of the gods who can devour your soul.
Yeah.
If you...
I think we even see that in the last episode.
Kind of.
Like all the souls are leaving the bodies and they're just like gobbling it up.
If she devours your heart or devours your soul, because the Egyptians believe that your heart was like the center or like the thing that attaches you to your soul to your body is the heart.
Right.
And if Amit or one of the others devour your soul, then you cease to exist entirely. And yeah, that is spectacularly shown. Like, so well done in the season finale.
Yeah. Can I just mention one thing that Harrow does as a villain that, like, I never really got a real explanation for, but just, like, really crawls up my spine? Literally, the first scene of the show is him drinking a glass of water, taking the glass, breaking it, putting it in his shoes, then just going for his morning walk. I like
Do you
to think.
ever hear about people walking on burning coal? Or walking on nails?
I've heard walking on nails. I've also heard of, like, a church in Mexico where you crawl on your knees for a mile.
Yeah.
I feel like that's, like, gotta be some sort of, like, prayer thing. But I think it just kind of, like, sends, like, tingles down your back. It's like, I don't know about this guy. He's walking on broken glass all the time. I don't know if I can trust this fella. Mm-hmm.
And my mind just goes to, like, the whole walking on coal, burning coal.
Yeah, sort of self-torture to justify yourself.
Yeah, pretty much.
And he has this weird cane that can judge people and kill them if it's not right.
Amit's Scales.
Amit's Scales is what it's called. Thank you. And I don't know. His whole shtick is just Minority Report. Predict the people who are going to commit the crime and then punish them before they commit the crime.
Mm-hmm. Which is different from Khonshu, because Khonshu, his source of, like, quote-unquote justice is, like, people who have committed a crime.
Yeah, go beat them up.
Now that someone has proven themselves, like, that's the life that they've chosen. Now you can go take them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, let the sea of, like, let the Durat and their journey decide. Let the Scales decide. And not just immediately judge someone right then and there. Yeah, so we meet Harrow. He becomes the avatar for Amit. Mm-hmm. But his whole goal in the entire series is to, like, release Amit from being trapped in stone. And Khonshu's like, that can't happen.
Yeah.
So, of course, it fucking happens. And all because Mark fucking dies.
Yeah, he gets shot.
Mark dies, gets sent to the afterlife.
Yeah, but before he does that, he goes to, like, a weird limbo. If you even want to call it that. There's something a little more going on
He,
there.
like, ends up in the Durat, and that is his challenge.
Yeah.
That is his journey.
And the Durat looks different to people depending. And for Mark, it is an insane asylum.
That sucks.
Is there a photo of Sinbad in it?
No.
This is my place.
Yeah.
It's Sinbad. Beat his testicles.
No, it's an insane asylum. And,
although I will say, like, just real quick, the whole insane asylum shtick, it's not the most original thing I've ever seen in a TV show. I've seen other things do it. This is the best way I've seen it done. It 100% relies on props and set design. Because everything about that place is a callback to everything we've seen in this show. I didn't even think that
point.
Up until that point, I didn't even think there were enough details to really call back to. but all the insane asylum workers are people who work for Harrow
Or we're dead.
or were dead. Harrow's office as the main psychiatric evaluator or whatever,
The main doctor.
the main doctor. That's just his. That's the tomb. All the toys and stuff are Egyptian gods. The same thing that he uses to tether himself to a wheelchair while he's sedated is the same thing he uses to tether himself to his bed.
Oh yeah, Stephen Grant believes that he has a sleepwalking disorder. In the very first episode, it's established that he attaches.
He has a whole shtick.
He has this whole thing about like, just as Brody said, the sand and like literally having a leg brace.
So many visual callbacks for like every extra showing back up or every side character having some role. We talked about the fucking Statue Man, the street performer the only person he talks to.
Oh my god,
He comes
I
back.
love him.
He comes back doing the exact same pose, but holding out bingo.
I love him. Can we also say
Sad.
like that whole moment though when we're introduced, we don't know that we're in the Durat. We don't know that we're on a ship, but there are subtle details. That whole thing though is a massive callback to one of the most significant Moon Knight comic arcs, where Mark Spector is admitted into a mental health asylum and is literally told that in his entire life, everything he's done up until that point was a lie that he made up.
Yeah.
So it's like Dr. Harrow is like, Mark, you have to like rationalize and internalize all these things. None of it was real. And I'm just sitting there like, holy shit.
Don't you listen to him.
Mark, what the fuck?
Spit out your meds. Riot.
What the fuck?
Although I have seen that in other shows. There was the show The Magicians, which basically did the same thing, but not as well. Community had that one episode, that one joke at least, where it's like, you didn't go to Greendale. You went to Greendale Asylum and had a collective hallucination.
What the fuck?
I don't know. Legion also did that. Did you ever see Legion?
No.
Legion's
We've
a
talked
lot
about
like
this, I think.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Legion's like this. They just have like, it's the same shtick, just like having all these supernatural magical powers, but then just having a doctor walk in and be like, no, you just haven't been taking your pills.
Yep. So
We've all been there.
Oh yeah. We've all had big delusions and then realized our powers aren't real. It happens.
It happens all the time.
yeah, and in the insane asylum, in those moments, Mark realizes just how alone he is without Steven. And just how much he misses Steven's presence. So he's like, all right, I have to go find Steven. And where else do we find Steven but locked in the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
And that moment where it's like, that hug, right? When Steven is let out by Mark, and they're like, Mark, Steven!
Yeah, and then they hug.
The actor
And then there's
across...
the third sarcophagus, right?
Yes, there is a
They
third
don't touch that
sarcophagus.
one.
They're
They're saving that for season 2.
There are so many moments, though, in that series where it's just like, is it gonna happen? No. Damn. Like a Psych Out or some shit. But,
It's heavily alluded to. In the
It's
same way
heavily
that they
alluded.
like... In the same way that like someone would black out with DID for a new alt to kind of take over altogether.
yeah.
Which
So-
actually is something accurate I saw. Like, people have realized, like, switching between alts is a lot like waking up from a nap.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's just like, I need to go to the train station, but Mark packs, Steven drives, and then Mark wakes up at the train station. Like that kind of situation.
Oh, that would be... I don't know how I would feel about that.
You know what else does that real well? Split, which is like way more than just the two of them, but just like a million other ones of them. There's like one part where I think it's like literally what I just described. Like someone just like, what's his face? The main Split guy. Let's call him Split. And Split just wakes up and it's like, oh, my Split personality drove me here. It's like, thank you, Split. They're all
Yeah.
named Split.
I don't know much about Split because I only watched it once.
It definitely like fictionalizes more than Moon Knight does.
Yeah. Yeah, but
They get some stuff right.
yeah.
It's just hard to really have one of your alts be like a beast man who can climb on walls and bend metal bars. That ain't quite it.
You can put James McAvoy in anything, though, and he'll kill it.
That's his name.
You couldn't think of his name?
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, James McAvoy.
But you're right. Like,
You guys ever seen Atonement?
I have not.
Fuck. Fuck. You guys have to watch Atonement. That's what, like, made him a sex symbol.
I mean, he made it all his own, I'll say. But there really is some sort of talent behind playing a character like that.
Yeah.
Because I think, like, you even said it, like, why is it that Oscar Isaac can play two characters at the same time better than most people can play one?
I mean, it's just like, at first, the audience is introduced to the changing alters between Mark and Steven through blackouts. Like, there's, like, Steven's memory of whatever, it's like in and out, and the screen goes flashing black before it cuts back, but then it flashes black again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Steven and Mark fighting for control over the body. And then there is the auditory. Like, there is a sound that's associated between the switch.
Yeah.
To the point where the audience gets so used to seeing Mark and seeing Steven that we can just tell by body language, posture, and the sound of their voice.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean...
Face acting is, like, most of it.
I don't know how he fucking does it.
Mm-hmm.
He does so well, because the first time we see an almost seamless transition between the two is the night sky part.
Yeah, and there's still, like, that audio cue.
There is still the audio cue, but we actually get that visualization of Mark going, all right, Steven, fucking fine, take over. And it's just like his posture changes so much.
I want to believe that, and this is just the cinematographer for me,
Mm-hmm.
I want to believe that they use different lenses. Because somehow, like, Steven's face is more narrow than Mark's.
I don't know. I didn't notice that.
That sounds entirely possible, but I don't know that for a fact. He could just be, like, good at it. Because, like, I feel like most of, like, movie acting as opposed to theater acting is just controlling your face.
Yeah.
You know? Being able to emote whatever you want to emote. And can I just also mention how in the last episode it's even more casual, the way they transition?
Can we build up to that? Because that, like...
Oh, okay, we'll build up to that.
One point that I really love is that they spend the entire series fighting each other constantly back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first between the blackouts, then through the mirror, and then, like, actually fighting each other in the Durant.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, they accept each other, and Mark comes to terms with everything that's happened through the help, like, through Steven's help. Like, Steven fulfills his role as the guardian and as, like, this protector.
I remember, like, we were texting each other after every episode, and it's like, oh, they're like brothers. Mark's the older brother, who's big and violent. Steven's the younger brother, who gets beaten up all the time.
By Mark. If anybody but Mark makes Steven cry,
Mark's gonna beat them up.
Yeah, Mark's gonna beat their ass.
And then I added in saying Jake was the weird cousin who sets shit on fire. Every family has a weird cousin who sets shit on fire.
Yeah, or does, like, weird sex stuff.
Yeah.
What?
You're not wrong.
No. And if you're at home thinking, well, I don't have a weird cousin who sets stuff on fire and does weird sex stuff.
Maybe you are the cousin.
You're the cousin.
Yeah, that's you.
Wake up, buddy. You're the cousin.
If you don't set shit on fire, I'm glad I'm not the pyromaniac of my family.
Oh, thank God.
Because that's my younger cousin. He lives up in upstate New York, has a forge and everything, and will literally light whatever he fucking can on fire. So I'm like, I'm safe from that, man.
Yeah, no, you're the good one now.
I'm the normal. I'm the quote unquote.
You could be whoever you want, but as long as you're not the pyromaniac cousin, you're good.
Hey, no, I'm safe, man. But yeah, no, it's right up until the point where they're in the Durant and, like, Steven gets let out of the sarcophagus by Mark, that, like, Mark really comes to term with everything. Because he really misses Steven and doesn't realize it. And when he lets him out of the sarcophagus, the first thing they do is give each other a fucking hug.
Well, I think, like, I don't know if I mentioned it, but, like, the big thing for Steven, at least, is him having to come to the realization that
he's not the original.
He's not real. He's an alt. He ain't the host.
In the next episode, at the very end of that episode, we meet one of the best fucking goddesses ever.
Oh, yeah, the hippopotamus.
With the hippopotamus truants.
Hippopotamus.
Oh my god, so she's
I like the way her ears wiggle.
she is the goddess of motherhood and children.
Mm-hmm.
Which fits amazingly because Mark didn't have a very strong maternal
that's
figure
right.
or
He
a
didn't
very
have a
good
mommy.
mother. Like he didn't have a very good mother.
I didn't even piece that together until you said it. But yeah, that's exactly what he needed.
Which
The goddess of mommies.
the goddess of motherhood and children, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's fucking wonderful, right? And she is supposed to help guide Mark and Steven into the Durat, or like through the Durat and into the Sea of Reeds. Now, part of their journey is to balance their scales. So she takes their hearts. In Egyptian mythology, your heart is weighed against Mot's feather. Mot means order, because their biggest thing is making order through chaos, like controlling chaos as much as
Yeah,
possible.
it's the classic case.
Chaos.
Chaos is
Yeah,
how
chaos.
Chows, actually.
Yeah, chows.
You go to the Chow Garden for those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the chows
Yeah,
are in the chow garden.
maintaining order.
You can unlock one upstairs or downstairs depending on how you treat them.
Yeah. And
It's a heaven or hell.
yeah. It's usually the same shtick you've seen. It's like weigh your heart on the scale with the feather, and if it's equal or lighter or whatever the story
Equal
is.
or lighter than the feather of truth, or Mot's feather, or the
Yeah.
feather,
The feather.
then you are allowed into the Sea of Reeds.
Yeah.
If your heart is not, if it is heavier
they
than Mot's
shove
feather,
you overboard and you die in the sand.
No, actually,
That's what happened to Steven.
That's
I'll
what
tell
happened
you
to Steven, but that's not. It's a part of it, but that's not exactly what happens. If your heart is heavier than Mot's feather, then your soul is consumed by
Crocodile lady.
the crocodile, or whoever is there in the Hall of Judgment with you, to consume your soul, and you cease to exist. If for whatever reason you cannot pass through the Durat safely, like you can't perform the spells or the rituals or whatever, something is prohibiting you or specifically your soul, you just become like a wandering soul lost forever into the Durat.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that Steven and Mark, their scales have a lot of difficulty balancing out, and it's only balanced when
Steven
dies, basically.
So that way Mark can go in on his own. That's
hurt.
rough.
That fucking hurt.
That's rough, buddy.
That hurt so badly.
There's a Rick and Morty episode kind of like that.
Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rick and Morty's done everything already before.
It's true.
And smarter.
And yeah, usually smarter, yeah. I hate to say it.
But yeah, no. Moon Knight. Good shit. Kicks the shit out of all the other Marvel shows, I'll say.
Oh my gosh, it's so well done.
It seems most interesting out of all of them, that's for sure. Because it's
talk about-
a really big departure from the formula.
Yeah.
Oh, it is a huge departure from the formula. And, can we talk about, like, how Amit and Khonshu have, like, a big fucking kaiju fight in Cairo?
Right? They have a big Kaiju and Cairo fight.
Nice.
Kaiju's in Cairo.
Yeah, the
Name of the episode.
That's two good names for, like, cats.
Kaiju and Cairo?
Yeah.
Especially if those two cats fight all the time.
Yeah.
Oh
or
my
they're
gosh.
best friends.
Yeah, like,
So
they-
Khonshu's in a Kaiju fight in Cairo.
with Amit. Who's been released.
That kind of breaks it up.
Yeah. They, in the middle of the night.
And I love the edit of it where it's like Khonshu's getting his ass kicked and it cuts to match cuts with Mark getting his ass kicked.
Oh my gosh! The
That's good
superposition between, like, them in the foreground and them in the background.
Yeah.
So fucking
Like I could
beautifully
just
done.
tell like the people behind this had way more of a vision than they had when they were doing most of this stuff.
Yes. So yeah, obviously Mark goes back for Steven. They go back. They walk through Osiris's gates, which that's not how it works. But I'm gonna table that for a while.
Whatever. They can do whatever they want with the gods.
But Mark comes back to life, and Steven gets to finally have a one-on-one conversation with Khonshu.
They negotiate.
They negotiate.
And not Mark.
Steven.
Same guy.
Steven
Steven
wins.
wins. Good for him.
The entire series.
He's been a loser all his life, but
Yeah.
now he's good.
Yeah, Khonshu fucking hates Steven. He's
Yeah.
like, he always like, oh, the idiot is in control. Oh, Worm, give the body back to Mark.
Just
Where's Mark? I'm not talking
don't you
to
try. Just let Mark handle this.
Yeah, and Steven's like, yeah, Mark's not here. You talk to me now.
You know what? That's what it
And I'm
is.
like, yes!
That's what it is. Mark's the older brother. Steven's the little brother. Jake, pyromaniac cousin. Khonshu's the mean mom.
Yeah, seriously. Khonshu's like, Worm, I'm not talking to you. He's like, what? I'm here, so you talk to me now.
Not you. Bring my favorite kid.
And then when Steven is like done with Khonshu, Steven's like, all right, Mark, you can talk to this asshole. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, you better take control. And they have this like, oh my gosh, I love that.
It's all amazing.
But Mark Spector, Stephen Grant, and then there's Jake Lockley.
Jake Lockley, who is only introduced in the final end credit scene of the show. But
Who's Jake Lockley?
Jake Lockley in this show is a Spanish-speaking gangster type.
He's like, comic book wise, he's a kind of like a taxi. To my understanding, he's like a taxi or cab driver, but he's
Yeah.
also
He's the brute of all
He's-
three of them.
also like a
Maniac, brutal, fighting
private
guy.
investigator.
Has no problem with killing people.
No, he's a private investigator, so he's basically the one you call when you need some crime solved, but the police aren't going to fucking solve it. So
But I
he
think
goes
it's-
in like the most brutal way possible.
But I think it's implied in that last scene that even though Khonshu is done with Mark and Steven,
He knew about Jake.
He knew about Jake, and he's got a deal still going with Jake.
He still has a deal with Jake.
So if they do continue the show, they perfectly set it up that
Yeah.
way. Would now be a good time to talk about the actual director of the show?
Who's the
Okay.
director?
The director of the show is a guy with relatively very little credits to his name before coming onto this. I hope I'm saying his name right, and if I'm not, then please feel free to yell at me and correct me. Mohammed Diab.
That sounds right.
Yeah, he came out relatively nameless, but came to Marvel and Kevin Feige with a 200-page outline for the series.
So he's obviously a fan of the source material.
Oh, yeah. And does that Egyptian, knows Egyptology like the back of his hand, and was just told, like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're doing this. And he's like, really?
It worked.
Yep.
Shit, good for him.
It worked. Mm-hmm. So yeah, no, the director was awesome. I think
The cinematography and how it tries to be more like mind-bendy and warpy and dark atmosphere than most of the stuff that the series or like this franchise has really put out.
I like the use of the lighting as well.
Yes.
The lighting effects, as opposed to like other series, there was a little bit more playing with the lighting.
Yeah,
especially in the earlier episodes.
Especially in the earlier episodes.
When Steven is in a locker room.
I feel like
There's like a lot going on.
yeah. I feel like more often than not though, like if there's a scene in a Marvel movie that's all about like discussing something or expositing some information, lighting is going to be pretty flat. You see everything. But in this case, it's you learn about the information with like very dramatic lighting, some hard shadows on there.
Can I also talk about like how traumatized the people in the Marvel cinematic universe?
Oh, they're all traumatized.
They must be so fucking traumatized.
Yeah.
Because in the span of what, 10-ish years,
Mm-hmm.
they've had superheroes, they've had
Alien
supervillains,
invasions.
alien invasions, half of their fucking universe wiped out,
Learning that gods are real
learning that gods are real.
and they don't have their interest at heart.
Nope. Not giving a damn about them.
Having everyone fucking turn to dust.
Yeah.
And then 5 years coming back.
5 years just randomly coming back.
Because a giant purple man got 6 magical stones.
Have like giant like monster like god fights in the middle of highly populated areas.
And I can only assume when he fucked with the sky, it fucked with the sky for everyone.
It
so
should.
there was one night where everyone was talking about what the fuck is going on with the sky.
Like, can you imagine that, though? Just, like, being in Cairo and, like, seeing that event.
He fucks with the sky.
Like, multiple
Who does
times.
that?
Conchu, apparently.
Apparently.
And, like, and then, it's not just that. Moon Knight's not the only reason why people are traumatized at this point.
Oh my god, like there's a million fucking reasons. Any Avenger could probably be pointed out as like, this is the guy that ruined my life.
Yeah, and seriously, like, can New York catch a fucking break?
Yeah, really.
Because New York has been the epicenter for so much shit. And fucking this chick punches a hole in the universe and ends up being chased around by a demon sent to chase after her.
Before we get to that, do we have any final thoughts on Moon Knight?
It seems really cool. I do want to watch it. That's
You should. Like, I know we've been trying to get you on the Disney Plus shows for a while, but like, if nothing else, please do this one.
This one's probably... I like this... My top 3 right now are Loki, Moon Knight, and What If.
But yeah, Moon Knight, best acting performances I've seen in this entire franchise. Oscar Isaac is now...
Better get a fucking
I just want
award.
I can't explain it. I just want to lick that man because I know he would taste sweet. He's love him.
inspired me to eat flaming hot Cheetos with chopsticks.
That makes so much sense.
Did you
I have
see
a friend
that
that
picture?
eats popcorn tossed with hot sauce with chopsticks.
Yeah.
Have
It's just like the episode
just-
of Seinfeld
it makes
where
sense.
they start eating a candy bar like a Snickers with a fork and knife. It makes so much sense.
Yeah, but have you seen Oscar's photo of
Oh,
him?
I've seen that.
Yeah.
And then people are always like, "Well, why did you do that?" And it's like, I
'Cause he
didn't
got
want to get
s-
fucking Cheeto dust on my fingers.
Well, he was sick and was like
Right, and he'd be
constantly
rubbing it around and
rubbing
shit.
his eyes, and he didn't want like eye gunk and snot in his Cheetos. He didn't want like Cheeto dust in his eyes, so he got a pair
I
of
would
chopsticks.
definitely
and
lick
started,
Cheeto dust off that guy.
Dr. Pepper.
PhD.
I had to get a Diet Dr. Pepper. DDP for short. Dr. Pepper sponsor me. I pretty much am a walking sponsor for Dr.
Non-spawn.
Pepper.
Non-spun by Dr. Pepper right now.
Dr. Pepper.
But do you know who we are sponsored by?
Doctor Strange?
What I was.
Oh, I was thinking of Doctors.
In some universe, maybe.
Yeah, Doctor Strange hit the movie screens this weekend. And
I
you
didn't
missed-
get to see it. Yeah.
Introducing
Yeah,
one of the
sorry.
worst written characters ever.
through the comics or the movie?
I hate America Chavez.
Really?
All she does is like literally punches a hole through multiverses.
I totally agree with you. Like, she's just
That's like
straight up.
so.
She's a magical damsel in distress, if nothing else.
That's her characterization the entire way through, and it's like really like she's been through what 70 something
Universes, yeah.
universes, and she can't figure out how to control her powers
Until she gets one pep talk.
from one dude who she's met several
From
times.
one dude who's like slowly decaying away. We should really backtrack and give some context to this.
I'm gonna stand by America Chavez being one of the worst written characters ever.
Oh, I agree.
Fucking hate her. So, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah. Doctor Strange is back in a whole new adventure that's okay.
So,
I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't like it too much.
I liked it. It was a fun movie.
I mean, it was definitely fun. I think I just had high expectations going in, and
Everybody
that'll always
has
kill
high
ya.
expectations.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, well.
So the premise is Doctor Strange, he's been having nightmares recently, and...
About like one specific girl.
And, like, some experiences that he's had, like, around all over the multiverse. He doesn't know it's the multiverse yet, but...
Nope. But the whole big deal comes when America Chavez comes punching through to their universe and bringing in a giant octopus with them.
Yeah, I mean, he's...
You can't deny that that's what happened.
He's at his fucking, like, ex's wedding. And one of, like, the major turning points for him is, like, she's like, this is a question that's posed to him every fucking where. Are you happy, Strange? It's like, bitch, no!
I'm strangely happy.
Strange is not happy.
No, he's never happy.
He's
Benedict
never happy.
Cumberbatch never plays a happy character. You kidding me?
And so, like, they have the whole discussion And she's like, oh, my my husband is a really big fan of yours. An octopus-esque demon
Cyclops.
thing
Yeah.
goes terrorizing through the streets of New York, and naturally Doctor Strange has to go fight it.
Mm-hmm. As is what an Avenger should do.
And he meets this chick.
Yep.
The first thing he says to her is, "Do I know you?" All she can do is fucking sit there and stare at him in terror.
Mm-hmm.
Because unbeknownst to Strange, his nightmares are real.
Yep.
And
America Chavez busting through to a reality near you.
And Doctor Strange had a nightmare the night before where he got to some mythological, really powerful
Some big
book.
MacGuffin spell book that solves all your problems immediately.
Yeah, but
Which is dumb.
Instead of actually reaching the book or whatever, his alternate self, I think it's like
It's like he tries to be like, well, you can't handle the power of punching through universes. I'm gonna steal your power, and I know that'll kill you, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
there's a name for that specific version of Doctor Strange. I think it's Defender Doctor Strange.
I'm just gonna call him Mr. Ponytail.
Yeah, he has a ponytail.
But the big deal of all this is when he realizes this is all witchcraft instead of actual sorcery, I need to go find a witch. And he turns to Wanda, the only witch he knows. And the big reveal, and the reason why I think they should have fucking renamed this movie, is Wanda is the villain.
Yes.
And she is so goddamn good as the villain.
Yeah, I can imagine.
This should just be Wanda's Big Day. Rename it Wanda's Big Day. Why not?
Yeah, I agree.
Because
Wanda's Day Out.
Wanda's Day Out. Wanda's Day Out fucking up the multiverse. Wanda goes on a murder spree. Because after WandaVision, she had a brief moment where she got to interact with her twin kids, who she still knows is out there in the multiverse. There are multiple universes where she gets to be the mother, and that is kind of just fulfilling to her. That's really just what she wants throughout all this. And she picked up a dark, evil book. What's it called again? Do you remember? Mm-mm. I'm just going to refer to it as the Necronomicon. Because if
That's fair on a few levels.
If I had a nickel for every Sam Raimi movie where there was a magical book that was evil and corrupted whoever used it, it'd be two, but that's still a lot of nickels.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just going to refer to it as the Necronomicon, or whatever the Darkhold.
Darkhold.
The Darkhold is what it's called. I'm just still going to refer to that.
Yeah.
But that thing's corrupting her, and she is just going full evil, murking every sorcerer that gets in her way, until eventually America Chavez punches Strange and her to another universe run by the Illuminati.
The Illuminati, it's fascinating because through this mini arc where we actually get to meet a couple of characters who aren't established in Disney's Marvel, but is established in the wider Marvel universe.
Yeah,
Get
familiar
to return.
faces.
They get a return and a proper introduction for the very first time.
A couple of them. There's some that we know are on there. Mm-hmm. There's Peggy Carter from What If.
Yes, so What If Peggy Carter, Captain Britain, or Captain Carter.
However you want to call it.
She's up there.
Mm-hmm. There's a Captain Marvel who I believe is supposed to be the lady she fell in love with in her movie. Mm-hmm. I didn't actually see that movie.
No, it's her best friend.
That's her best friend. That's
right.
Yeah,
it's Captain Marvel's
something Rambo. I just know that.
It's her best friend on Earth.
Yeah.
And she ends up becoming Captain Marvel instead of whatever her name was.
Brie Larson.
Yeah.
I didn't see that movie. I saw it for 5 minutes and this doesn't look good.
It was a good film.
All right.
It was fun.
There's the character Black Bolt.
I like Goose.
Goose is cute. There's the character Black Bolt. Does anyone know anything about Black Bolt?
No.
All I know is that he has the superpower to, his voice is so powerful, it can, destroy someone. The way, even him just, whispering at you is enough, sound energy to just kill you.
That sucks.
I know. I'm just wondering how he got on the fucking Illuminati. What does he know? What does he do? But the other two big ones on the Illuminati are Patrick Stewart returning as Professor X in his little hover wheelchair.
Yes.
Yeah, no, really.
Okay.
And you know what the best part about that is?
Who was Wolverine?
Oh, we didn't see Wolverine.
We didn't see
but the best part
Wolverine.
about
Are
seeing
you guys just saying that?
No,
that's
actually,
real.
That we
Fuck.
did not.
the best part about seeing Professor X again is like when he strolls in. There's the little musical cue going.
Yeah, he has like his classic music.
Yeah.
They really do that.
Any other
Great.
X-Men in or just him?
He's the only X-Men, but they're after a long time of fan requests. John Krasinski shows up as Reed Richards.
Who's Reed Richards?
The leader of the Fantastic Four and the guy who stretches a lot.
Oh, that's great. But was he ever Reed Richards?
He was not, but everyone was saying like, "Oh, dude, John Krasinski should be Reed Richards."
That's fantastic.
It was like the best fan service you could ask for right there.
Yes.
Like, I don't even care if he comes back. We had this one, and that's good enough.
That's great.
And he like is committed to the role too.
Did he
Like-
stretch?
He stretched.
Yay!
And then Wanda stretched him into pieces.
Oh, she killed him?
Yeah, she kills him. She kills everyone.
Oh, she
Wanda's
does?
badass.
Oh, Rhonda kills everybody. That's cool.
That's what they should have called the movie. Wanda kills
Oh,
everyone.
I want to see it now. Why didn't you like it though? It seems like you actually liked it.
I like some of it. I don't
We
like.
get to see-
I don't like the story
No, we get
That's
to
fine.
see
or the
Carl-
characters or the
Carl-
setting.
We get to see Carl Mordo again.
Oh right, Doctor Strange's old frenemy.
Nemesis. Yeah.
Frenemy, whatever the fuck you want to call him. I forgot him as I was watching him.
Yeah, no, he's there. And we also get to see his girlfriend, Doctor Strange's girlfriend.
Oh, Christine?
Christine!
You know, I know last week we were talking about love stories that make the movie worse. That's definitely up there.
I don't know. I found that fascinating because the Christine that we're introduced to is a Christine who lost her Doctor Strange. So she has to, whichever Doctor Strange ends up in her universe, she has to, log them and see what happens. Like, are they going to get killed or are they just going to get sent home?
Right, and I like that, they did the rational thing of containing them because, you could bring germs in that we don't know of. And that, if nothing else, is the most rational way to go about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if the past 3 years have taught me anything, it's like germs are no good.
No.
Well, no. I mean, they actually are good. Most germs aren't bad.
Most germs aren't bad. The germs that fight other germs are good.
Now, what you're talking about is viruses. It's different.
I want a virus.
Yeah. But germs aren't bad. I think people get too weird about germs. It's if anything, hand sanitizer and all the soap people use all the time has been anything but detrimental to people's health.
You heard it first. Jess wants you to roll around in dirt, open up your wounds.
In your own time, why not?
Yeah, we get to see.
Don't rub your wounds in it, but
expose yourself.
But
it'll make you stronger.
it'll probably build your immunities.
So we get to see Christine in her comically accurate night nurse uniform. So basically she forms one member of these team of nurses who kind of
She's on the
support-
Illuminati's science team.
Yes. In this movie, yes, she's on the science team, but in the comic she's one of the nurse basically health staff who
Right.
keep the superheroes up and running. So if they get injured, they go to her, essentially, or they go to
Yeah.
somebody.
Super doctor.
I really like the fact that they made her a part of the Illuminati, and I love the fact that they had her establish something that the fandom has been arguing about for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And that is establishing that Doctor Strange, the everything that's going on, we are indeed on Earth 616.
That's right. She name drops Earth 616.
She name drops Earth 616.
How is that significant?
So in the multiverse,
For those that don't know.
Comic nerds will know that Earth 616 is the
it's the Earth. It's the
Earth,
original.
the one that we focus on and
Yeah.
everything.
So, all the Avengers, everything that goes on. So you remember how in No Way Home, the two Peter Parkers were The Avengers, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
In the comics, Spider-Man was always an Avenger. Always really established.
So he was on 616.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
everything. So
Tom Holland, 616.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man is
Tobey
Earth.
So they're just all
Maguire's
gonna start
420
introducing
or
each other like Rick and Morty.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
Rick
how
and Morty
she
did it first, guys. They're
I'm
becoming
Tony
the new
First,
Simpsons.
616. I mean, like, let's just be real. Like, the Rick and Morty does multiverse story plot better than this movie does.
Rick and Morty does multiverse story plot better than anything ever has.
Yeah.
Like, the continuity is so strong overall.
Like,
Yeah.
like I feel like they call itself Multiverse of Madness. We only really get to interact with 2 other universes. And then there's like that one... There's that one cool shot where they're like phasing through different universes, and it's like, this one is on
but that's a
fire. This
callback.
one is animated.
Yeah,
this
but-
one we're paint.
Yeah,
This one's
it's
all
a-
asses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a callback to the first Doctor Strange film where he's like falling through the different dimensions.
Oh, right. And they get the whole trip sequence.
You get the whole trip sequence.
I only watched the first Doctor Strange because I ate an edible before. And that's what it's for.
No, Doctor Strange is actually for that. Like
Yeah.
a lot of the imagery.
The whole psychedelic
Yep.
telescope kind of shit. That's what it's for.
Yeah,
The 70s were wild.
he
Cocaine's
was
a hell of a drug.
a
Yeah,
superhero.
You can do whatever you want with your body, Brody. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
If there was edibles here right now, I probably would eat some.
Google break.
Yeah. Google break. Our Google breaks have a whole new meaning now.
That's still my favorite thing you've ever done.
But yeah, no, we finally established it's Earth 616. Fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of
You
issues.
nerds.
There's a lot of issues that come with that, a lot of continuity errors, but you know what? The movies have never been comically accurate, so we'll just have to roll with it, guys.
Yeah.
So, but I'm very glad we finally established.
Was it better than Batman?
No.
Fuck.
Worse than Batman.
I don't believe you.
However,
I don't believe
I don't
that.
believe you either, though.
However, if I only saw the Wanda bits, because and this is worth mentioning, Sam Raimi really is the director on this. Said that this is going to be the first horror movie in the Marvel world. It's not a horror movie.
It was a lot darker. It is a great deviation, though.
It's darker
from what we.
And there are specific
we know.
moments that are dark, but if you just took all the scenes where Wanda is on screen and turned that into maybe like a 30-minute movie, that would be better. Because those are the parts that Sam Raimi really had a hand in, I feel.
It is a strongly controlled thing.
Well, yeah. Wanda is a chaos magic with a death wish.
So you're saying the movie
Well,
should have been more focused on Wanda and not Doctor Strange? This
Well,
should have
I
been
mean,
a
like,
Wanda
it's-
movie.
No.
It's called Doctor Strange, but like...
It's called Doctor Strange, and honestly, I don't want a Wanda-focused movie because that's what they.
Well, we ain't gonna get one now.
Well, thank God for that, because we
Oh.
got WandaVision, and quite frankly, it's like, yeah, having Wanda be the big baddie, it's like, all right, I'm kind of done with Wanda. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of done. She
WandaVision.
became the Scarlet Witch. Huzzah! She fulfilled her insanity.
Oh, is
Prophecy.
she Dark Phoenix?
No.
No, she fulfilled a prophecy of becoming a being who's way too powerful for her own good, and is set to either destroy the world or rule it.
How's that not like Dark Phoenix?
I know, but like, but at the same time, it's like her whole thing is like if she just wants to be with her kids, and then America Chavez does one thing right and is like, well, I'm gonna take you to her kids.
Yeah, and I'm
And
gonna
the
show
kids
you-
are terrified of
Yeah.
the monster that she is, and it's like,
Because
oh,
she
I
goes-
can't do this anymore.
basically like her kids, the version of Wanda that she chose has a really happy life with her 2 kids.
Oh yeah, she can
And-
dream walk between her other multiverse selves. So
Yeah.
for a brief period to travel into the multiverse, she actually takes over Wanda in this place.
And Steven uses it. It's a wonderful thing. I want to get to that point in a minute.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Wanda takes over her alternate self, goes on a fucking killing spree, kills every member of the Illuminati.
And can I just add a little something that made me happy for her?
Are you talking about Voltron?
Ultron,
Ultron?
yeah. There's like Ultron robots that
Everywhere.
guard the place.
Yep.
and her story started with wanting to kill Ultron. So it's just, I'm just watching her rip these robots limb to limb with murderous intention, wanting more out of violence. I'm like, good for her.
Yeah.
It's cathartic.
It's cathartic as fuck.
Yeah, and the first thing that the other Wanda does when our Wanda...
Do they have, anybody have an evil mustache?
Strange's whole get up is pretty evil looking.
Three-eyed Strange!
Yeah, there's an evil Strange that he faces off with, and they don't do it right, in my opinion.
Don't describe
Brody.
it too much. Let's let everybody figure it out.
All right, so
Well, no,
imagine
Brody-
the two biggest magic users fighting. Now imagine if they only used song magic.
They're bards.
Yes,
They turn into
essentially.
bards. They go from wizards to bards in a heartbeat.
Magical bards, and it's fucking amazing.
It's not amazing.
You just don't like that sequence,
I
though.
hate music.
That's
is
not
what it
true
is.
at all. You love
that.
musicals.
You hate musicals. I love that number. I love that, and I love the
Birdie
audio
loves
cues.
musicals.
I do love musicals. I don't like music fights.
That was
If you're
really...
gonna fight with anything, why music? Music, it brings people together. Music
It has to
is
be
love.
Fosse
Music
jazz
is
or
peace.
nothing.
Sauciest of jazz.
Yeah.
Don't hit me with that dry jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what, like, other Wanda does, the first thing she does when she's released is, like, go straight back to her kids. Because she's like, where
Yeah.
the fuck did I wake up from? Because Wanda leaves her literally just floating in the middle of, like, this little pocket dimension in between every other multiverse, like, universe in the multiverse. And other Wanda's like, oh shit, my kids, I have to go home, check on them. Fuck, it doesn't even question it. Turns around, leaves. And our Wanda, goes on a, like, when she gets to the universe that she wants to, the first thing she does is, like, attacks other Wanda and terrifies, like, destroys the house, terrifies the kids, and other Wanda doesn't even, like, fucking punch her or anything.
No, she just wants to protect the kids. Because she's Wanda.
Other Wanda is just like, hey, it's okay. I'm like, she made you go on she possessed you and made you go on a killing spree.
But this Wanda's good. The other one's corrupt.
I would have fucking punched her regardless.
True.
Like, you made me kill innocent people. What the fuck?
I still think, at the end of the day, though, like, it sucks that Wanda's weakness was rational thinking.
Yeah, because she's a woman.
I didn't mean it like that.
Everyone's going to say it.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to fucking say it. Why
I didn't
can't
mean
we
it like
say it?
that. Fuck. But whatever. I'm over it.
It's not my fault. It's
yeah,
Estrogen's
so-
fault.
While
That bitch.
while Wanda's trying to make America do
Great
what
again.
she wants.
Okay. Sorry. It was just. It was right there. I'm sorry.
If you could see my
Please
face, guys.
forgive me. Don't walk away.
I'm not moving.
All right.
But no, if you guys could see just the
biggest eye roll I've ever seen.
the expression on my face was
Like a solid 720 eye roll.
Do we have any final thoughts on Doctor Strange? Should people go see it or shouldn't they?
Yes.
I already know right now Rose is going to say yes for the lore. Brody, should...
no, it's not for the lore. Fuck the lore, because you know what?
Or-
No. If they wanted to go heavier into the lore, they would have had more connection to Loki, but they didn't.
That's true,
'Cause Loki is not referenced at all. There is a cutscene that is supposed to, like, set up for Loki season 2, but I don't understand how that's going to happen.
Yeah,
'cause
there's some
the
purple
TVA
chick who shows up.
Well,
and
guess
it's like,
what? It'll probably connect to it.
probably.
The TVA was not mentioned. Loki was not mentioned.
No.
Loki is the series that kicks off the entire fucking multiverse in
And
the first
Loki
place.
is doing Multiverse better than Multiverse of Madness.
Exactly. Like, Loki's...
It's
the
more
other-
I hate to say it, but it's got to be intentional.
It has to be.
Probably.
No, it has to be intentional. So, like, no, fuck the lore of the movie. I would say go see it for fucking Zombie Strange.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yes.
Strange has to.
Is there going to be zombie Doctor Strange Funkos now?
There better be.
They'll make a Funko out of anything.
It's true. I just bought a Funko powdered toast man.
It's true.
And
Anything.
it's great.
Any noun, they'll make a Funko Pop out of.
Anything that was ever on TV, they'll make
Yeah.
a Funko of it. They had the whole Seinfeld collection at the GameStop by here, Brody.
Fuck, I gotta go get me some Funkos.
Yeah,
then.
they've got the whole cast of Seinfeld as
It's
Funkos.
like I want Funkos,
Oh, nice.
but I don't want to be the collector.
Well, you can be like me because I've had mine for like 5 or 6 years.
But
and I
no
don't
one's
have
ever
that many.
no one's ever happy with one Funko Pop.
Well, no, I do have a lot of
It's
the
like one
Adventure Time
potato
ones.
chip.
What?
I said I love a lot of the Adventure Time ones.
Yeah.
Right, but no one only has Finn or Jake.
I have
You gotta
Finn,
get
Jake,
Finn
and Ice
Jake,
Cake,
and
Ice
then you
King,
realize they get lonely. They
and
need Princess
Marceline.
Bubblegum. Exactly.
I don't have bubblegum.
You don't have just one. No one has one.
I
Funko
have
Pop.
an Aaron
You can
Yeager.
get just one series and be
That's
done.
a whole bunch of Funko Pops.
I've got Bro
No.
Thor, Gingerbread Thor, thanks to Rose.
I love that one.
that gingerbread Thor is pretty
I've got a
cool.
That one is
Pikachu.
really cool.
He's got a glow drop. He's got a Mjolnir. That's a
I've
gum
got
drop.
the
Gumdrop
ass face
Mjolnir.
guy from Preacher.
Arseface?
Yeah, Arseface Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a Funko of him. I fucking love Preacher. Loved Preacher. That got canceled after the second season.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, it's really good.
I'll check it out.
The first season's amazing. It kind of goes downhill after that, but honestly, that first season is a really good ride.
But yeah, as far as like more recommendations go, watch Moon Knight, and if you really love it, watch Legion. Legion goes more into like mindfuck philosoph.
Is that the show with Aubrey Plaza?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
She's
Okay,
a
I've seen
mind
parts of it.
parasite.
Yeah.
I can't explain it, but Aubrey Plaza is the perfect person to play a mind parasite.
It's her eyes.
It's her
They're-
eyes.
Yeah, they can look dead.
She'll either kill you or kiss you, and you don't know what for.
Go just watch it for Oscar. Go watch Oscar
Watch
content.
it for Oscar. If you really want to watch Doctor Strange, don't watch it for Doctor Strange. Do it for Wanda.
Do it for her.
Do it for her.
Do it for her.
Because that's the only part that has like Sam Raimi directing it. And if you like those parts, watch Ash vs. Evil Dead. Because why not? Oh yeah, and Bruce Campbell has a cameo.
Or just
I
watch
forgot
The Evil
about that.
Dead.
You don't care about Bruce Campbell?
Everybody loves Bruce Campbell.
Come on.
He was pretty funny.
He was.
No, I forgot
He was
about
a
him.
very funny pizza ball salesman.
Food's free in most universes.
I kind of love that. You know, it's like why do we pay for food? Why do we pay for stuff? Why don't we just burn this country down? At this point, why not?
I mean, I think I'd rather live with kaiju fighting gods than.
Oh, I would most definitely live with kaiju fighting gods over anything else. You kidding me?
Hell, I mean, the opportunity to meet Anubis would be fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tuet, or any of the other ones.
I just want to see the hippo.
The hippo.
I just know if I scratch those ears, they're just gonna flap around, and it'll be super funny.
Disclaimer, do not try to pet hippos in real life.
They will kill you.
They will fucking kill you.
You know how everyone says that hippos are fat? That's muscle.
They are cute, though.
They're cute.
Cute, but do not approach them. If you see a hippo in the wild,
Run.
run.
Actually, don't run. Just pray. They can catch up to you real fast.
Yeah, they're really quick.
They're giant bowling balls with big bowling pin teeth. I want to go bowling. I think it's funny, though, that Marvel has a doctor and now they have a patient with dissociative identity disorder. And if you have dissociative...
And they have a nurse.
And a nurse, that's right. And if you have dissociative identity disorder, you or your alts can contact us at oneframeoff@gmail.com. It's oneframeoff@gmail.com. We're also on socials, and leave us a comment. Why not?
Sure.
At this point, why not? Hippopotamus.
That's it. That's the end.
Hippopotamus. I like swimming and I'm dangerous. And I love just like fucking Jimmy Kimmel just like not being able to keep up with it. Like he's just like one step behind on everything. Jimmy Kimmel's one step behind his whole show. Know what I
Jimmy
mean?
Kimmel?
That's
No.
the
Or
point.
Jimmy Fallon? Yes.
Jimmy Fallon is one step ahead. Kimmel.
Kimmel? No, Kimmel's a genius.
Oh no, wait. Am I thinking of the scrawny one or the buff one?
Buff, you're thinking of Jimmy Kimmel.
Which Jimmy? Who's Jimmy? Where am I?
Jimmy Kimmel
Where's
does
my wife?
The Late Show.
Which universe
He used
are
to
you
be
in?
on the
Where
man.
am
He used
I?
to be on the Man Show.
I don't
And he
like.
has
There's one Jimmy I don't like. And
Jimmy Fallon's the one that was on Saturday Night Live.
That's
does all,
the one. He sucks.
Yeah, I know. I knew that.
He's
like, 'cause
funny,
you
but
could-
he's just not good. I feel like his whole show depends on having people who are funny, so he doesn't have to be. Know what I mean?
That's the end.